Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Heart Gold with only one Shedinja was as weird as you might expect. Let's follow that up with another Pokemon with a fun ability. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Fire Red with a team of only one Butterfree. Alright, this is going to be a fun one. Butterfree is a third form bug and flying type that, despite being fully evolved, has really low stats. It's got decent special attack and special defense, but it's bug and flying type. Both of those types are physical only in this game, so that might hold us back. Our ability is what makes us shine though. Compound Eyes raises our accuracy. Now it's not a flat amount, so nothing will completely lose its chance to miss, but it does mean that we'll be less affected by accuracy and evasion changes. And most importantly, our Stun Spore and Sleep Powder are going to be a lot more accurate than when other Pokemon use them. Speaking of, check out the level up move list. Nothing is too amazing in terms of damage, but we do get Stun Spore and Sleep Powder. I figure that having Sleep Powder with over 90 accuracy is going to be what saves us in a lot of fights this run. Then if we look at the TM moves, we see where our damage output is going to come from. We are for sure learning Psychic. I also want Shadow Ball even if it's physical in this game, since it's our counter to Psychic types. I'm thinking our moveset by the end will be Return, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Sleep Powder. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I think that Sleep Powder and Compound Eyes can carry us to a win, but I'm gonna have to be north of level 80 before it happens. We may be a third form Pokemon, but we just don't hit very hard. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Butterfree. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Caterpie so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Bulbasaur so that our rival would have Charizard, probably the hardest for us to fight. Our nature is Rash, for more special attack and less special defense. I name him Beedrill, like last time. I figure starting with a Caterpie is the right move since it only takes until level 10 to fully evolve anyway. Also, apparently starting with 8 special attack instead of 7 means that we're in the upper half of IVs, but we can't really know what the actual value is. All I know is that I'm going to need as much special attack as I can get. So while I grind to evolve Caterpie into Butterfree, let's talk about the upcoming Rock Gym. I have no idea how it's going to go. Brock's AI in this game is really weird. We've had runs before where his best strategy would have been to use Rock Tomb every single turn, but he would only use it to finish me off at the end. I've seen a few comments who say that Brock only uses Rock Tomb if he can make you faint with it. And if that's true, then that's kind of funny, because he's only willing to use Rock Tomb when it wouldn't drop your speed. The problem is that I think we're going to be within range to faint to Rock Tomb for most of the fight. Maybe even from turn 1. We have a double weakness to Rock, and they get the same type attack bonus, so even with him using pretty low attack Pokemon, we might just faint right away. On the upside, we get Confusion once we're Butterfree, so at least we won't have to deal with their high defense. I think it's likely that we'll need to get to level 14 or 15 for a good powder move before we can win, but I'll try whatever level I get there and just see what happens. While we grind, now's a great time to tell you about this video's sponsor, Factor Meals. Factor Meals is a service where you can get awesome meals delivered right to your door. These are fresh, never frozen, chef-prepared meals that were made fresh that week. You can pick from several meal plans to cater to your personal tastes and needs. Chef's Choice, Vegan, Keto, Protein Plus, and Calorie Smart. I always go with Protein Plus personally. It's really filling and it makes it easy to reach my protein goals. Plus, they recently doubled their menu size and added all kinds of new seafood and protein options. What you get in the box is 6 to 18 chef-prepared, packaged meals that have never been frozen. How many you get is up to you when you sign up. Preparing your meal is about as fast as it can be. Each package has both microwave and oven instructions on them, with it taking about 2 to 3 minutes in the microwave and about 10 to 15 in the oven. It literally could not be more convenient. No prep time, no cleanup, just great food. The other week, I was trying this lemon rosemary grilled chicken with roasted baby potatoes. Now, I knew I would love this because their potatoes and chicken are always great, but the carrots were a sleeper hit. They still had crunch to them, but weren't so hard that they didn't mix in well with the rest of the meal. The whole thing was perfectly seasoned, the chicken was tender as it always is, and you're just not going to find a better meal to heat up in under 15 minutes than these. Go to factor75.com right now or click the link in the description and use the code MDBFDG to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free daily greens. That's code MDBFDG at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free daily greens. Thanks to Factor Meals for sponsoring this video. Go show them some love at the link at the top of the video description. Well, exactly what I thought might happen, happened. Geodude was really easy, but then Onix just one-shots us with Rock Tomb. Alright, well, we're faster, so all I need to do is level up 3 times and I'll have Sleep Powder. That could save us. So I come back at level 15 with Sleep Powder. Geodude was still easy, but we had a really close call with Onix. We put it to sleep and hit Confusion twice, but then it woke up and went for Rock Tomb, just to end up missing. Judging by how this AI works, we'd have fainted if that didn't miss. Now we have the long trip to the water gym and our rival, and I don't exactly know how they're gonna go. We have our combo of Confusion and Sleep Powder, but we didn't exactly hit hard, so we give them a lot of chances to wake up. I'm not totally sure that we can beat this water gym quite yet, but I feel good about the rival fight. I'm gonna try the water gym first just to find out how it goes. On our way there though, I took the Helix Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Well, the Star You at the start of the water gym was easy, but the Star Me was brutal. It hardly took any damage thanks to resisting Confusion, and it's faster than us, so it gets a hit right at the start. We managed to hardly get it down below half health thanks to Star Me getting confused at one point, but we still didn't win. I'll try the rival fight. Maybe once I beat that and a few trainers up north, then I could win. So I go to the rival fight with the pretty simple strategy of opening with Sleep Powder and then Confusion until we win. And it went pretty well, although we still took a lot of damage. We can't easily get one-shots, and just taking a few hits here and there made us lose 2/3 of our health. After that, I fought the trainers in the north to gain a few levels, but I still lose to Starmie every time. Despite now being 5 levels higher, I'm still slower and Water Pulse is hitting pretty hard. I guess I'll just go do the other rival fight on the SSN. That'll level me up a little bit. Well, I clear out the SSN and went after a rival just to take out his entire team without taking a single hit. Alright, surely we are strong enough for the water gym now. Alright, well thankfully we actually are strong enough so we win without too much trouble. Although I do think it's funny that I missed a Sleep Powder at the start. The math of Compound Eyes is a little complicated for me to figure out, but someone on the Nuzlocke streams told me that Sleep Powder with Compound Eyes has about 97 accuracy, so that's a pretty rare miss. After that was the Electric Gym, and although the whole start was easy, we had insanely bad luck against Raichu. We put it to sleep and did some good damage on it early, but he woke up fast, paralyzed us, then we lost so many turns in a row that we fainted. He gave us so many chances, and we just kept being paralyzed. There's no way that happens twice in a row. I'm trying again. Well, next try and we win without taking even a single hit. Yeah, the game is trolling me. Alright, I'm just happy that I'm on the road again because it means that we can get a much better move. Confusion has been kind of nice, but it just doesn't hit that hard anymore. I'm gonna get to Saffron so that I can get the TM for Psychic. I figure that I can use it to easily sweep the grass gym since most of them are also poison type. Then maybe I fight Giovanni and save the rival for last. I figure this might all go well. We might be fine all the way until we hit the fire gym. And of course, if you enjoy these challenge videos, then you should go check out my ongoing Fire Red Nuzlocke on this very channel. It's my first time doing a full Nuzlocke and it's been a really fun time. I also have a series called Pokemon Ultra Moon, A Journey, where me and a few friends of mine hang out while I play Pokemon Ultra Moon for the first time. If you remember us doing Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon X, and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon back in the day, it's like that. Now let's go take out that grass gym. Well, as expected, the grass gym was just a sweep. Super easy. Will Giovanni put up more of a fight? Well, I guess it was a little bit harder since we took a little bit of damage, but Psychic is just a huge step up in damage. He was no problem at all. And of course, the rival after that was also really easy. We took one hit and it hardly hurt. Now is when things get interesting. We have the Poison Gym and the Silphco rival fight coming up. But if we beat the Poison Gym, then we can do the Fire Gym early. I figure the Poison Gym is just an easy sweep. Maybe Muck could survive a hit, but I don't think that we're in danger. The Fire Gym could be pretty hard though. They have Fire Blast and we're weak to fire. If we're faster, then we can put them to sleep and maybe win easily, but that's only if we're faster and hitting hard enough. Let's see how it goes. Well, as expected, Muk survived in the poison gym, but nothing actually hit us, so we won incredibly easily. That means we can go do the fire gym early, so wish me luck. Wow, this fire gym was incredible. By all means, we should be in danger this fight, what with them using strong fire types and all, but we ended up doing amazingly. Even with their full heals and whatnot, we managed to win the entire gym without taking a single hit because they stayed asleep as long as we needed them to. It was a Gen 3 Blaine fight that went about as well as a Gen 1 Blaine fight. That was pretty cool. Next is the Silph rival fight, but once again, Sleep Powder does an amazing job. You'd think that maybe Charizard would wake up and do some big damaging move, but actually the only damage we took was from Execute putting us to sleep and hitting us a little bit. That's probably the least threatening thing on his whole team, so I was lucky that that was the only one who managed to get us. Obviously, Giovanni right after was really easy. He's got a bunch of poison types and we have Psychic. We took a little bit of damage, but we were never in any real danger. Now normally the Psychic Gym isn't an issue, but because we're reliant on a Psychic move and a Sleep move, fighting the Psychic types that have Synchronize is kinda tough. Gust is physical in this game, but it just wasn't doing enough damage, so I replaced it with Return and then we won pretty easily. We may not have much attack, but if it's a low defense Pokemon, then this should do the trick. Alright, now it's Ground Gym time. Rhyhorn 1 was first, but it went down very quickly, and Rhyhorn 2 was second, and although it didn't hurt us, it hit Scary Face before it fainted, so our speed is down 2 levels. We got hit by a weak slash right away as Dotrio came out, left it with a Sliver off Psychic, he full restored, we drop him to a Sliver again, he hits another weak slash, then we took him out. Nidoqueen is next though, and although we took her out in 2 hits, she paralyzed us with Body Slam. Last is Nidoking, but thanks to Quick Claw kicking in, we outsped him and we one-shot him. Next is our rival, and although I may have totally blown it and forgot to use Sleep Powder once Charizard came out, I think it's safe to say that I need to level a little bit. We did alright getting to Charizard, but we don't do much damage to it, and it one-shots us with Flamethrower. I'm gonna need to get a little stronger if I'm gonna take him out in one Sleep Powder. Well, I got to level 60 and tried more. We had a run where we actually survived Charizard with only 4 health, and eventually managed to take it down, but we lost speed in the process and attacked from the Pidgeot at the start. We actually somehow took out Execute while it was asleep, but the Alakazam after doomed us with a Future Sight as soon as it woke up. We got hit by Psychic before the Future Sight got us though. I really need to beat Charizard in less hits. So I got up to level 65, but this time things went so much better. Charizard just stayed asleep, so we got past him with full health, and the Alakazam ended up being much easier since we never got hit by Feather Dance. Last is his Water Onix, but not only did it stay asleep, but we crit to take it out early. Amazing fight. Alright, despite all those level ups, I still don't think that we're ready for the Elite Four. We're part Flying type, so Ice moves on Lorelei could be pretty bad. I don't think that Bruno or Agatha are going to be a problem. We might even sweep them. Lance is going to be awful though. Just a lot of Pokemon that we have to put asleep or they're going to two-shot us. Still, we might end up leveling enough to beat Lorelei that we don't have to worry too much about Lance. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Well, the attack is low, but I expected that. Other than the low attack, this is decent. Is it good enough to beat the champion at this level? Probably not, but it's good enough that I think that we can make it through at least part of the Elite Four before we need more levels. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. Right away, we put Dugong to sleep, but it didn't look like we were doing a ton of damage with Psychic, so it's really not a good sign for the rest of the fight. We mostly kept her asleep, but one Ice Beam before she fainted took out more than half of our health. Slowbro right after fell asleep fast, and even though she woke up instantly, she used Amnesia, so she was still wasting a lot of time. I could never keep her asleep for long, so she used Yawn before she fainted. Because of that, we quickly fell asleep as Jinx came out, and we lost. That's alright, I didn't think we were going to beat Lapras anyway. Being Flying type is going to make this battle pretty hard. I think I'm going to have to level until more of these Pokemon are two-shots. Alright, I gotta show you this. So level 72 wasn't enough to two-shot Dugong, but level 75 is. I had an awesome run where both Dugong and Slowbro never hit me, but then against Jinx I missed Sleep Powder, got put to sleep, stayed asleep for 3 whole rounds, and we fainted. The odds of us missing Sleep Powder with Compound Eyes are really low. We got pretty unlucky there. I tried again a few more times. This time Dugong did hurt us, but it was just with Hail, so it's not as bad as Ice Beam. The The Slowbro right after never got a hit on us. And finally, we're back to Jinx. This time we put her to sleep, but it didn't matter because Shadow Ball was a one-shot. Next is Lapras, and although we always got crit right away, she woke up fast to hit a huge Ice Beam, then healed just enough with a berry that our next hit brought her into a full restore range. The fight was taking forever, and I knew that one more Ice Beam would make us faint, so I thought I might lose, but it actually stayed asleep long enough for us to get the win. Last was Cloyster, but it was a one-shot with Psychic. We needed Sleep Powder to carry us a lot in that fight. Second is Fighting Trainer Bruno. This was pretty easy, just spamming Psychic did the trick for the most part. We did take a big hit from Machamp, but that's alright, easy first try. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha. This was literally just a one-shot sweep. I'm kinda surprised, I thought the stronger Gengar might hold on, but nope. I don't think Lance will be as easy though. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. This one is rough right away. Water Onyx lasts ages and is able to hit us with both Dragon Rage and Hyper Beam, so our health is already a bit low by the time he faints. The Dragonite right after could absolutely finish us off, but thanks to a special defense drop off Psychic and it staying asleep for quite a while, we were able to take it out. Didn't matter though. Aerodactyl was faster than us and took us out with Ancient Power, a move that we have a double weakness to and is physical in this game. Yeah, there's no way to win this fight until we're faster than him. So after 7 failed tries at level 80, here's our best one. We're faster than Aerodactyl now, but we still need to be lucky enough for Dragonite to not use Safeguard, or we can't put the Aerodactyl to sleep and we'll lose the fight. If we can land 2 hits, then we take it out, but the Dragonairs at the end actually end up being a problem. Because of Shed Skin, I can rarely get them to stay asleep. We hit hard, but if we let them paralyze us, then we always lose. On my best try, I got to the last Dragonair, but with such low health that we couldn't win. I'm gonna get a few more levels so that I can make some of the Pokemon faint in less hits. That'll bring down the randomness by quite a lot. Any turns that we can save on hoping for good sleep luck, the better. Alright, I tried a bunch more at level 85. This time we got to Aerodactyl without getting hit, but because of Safeguard, I just had to attack right away. We ended up losing speed to Scary Face because of it, but we have a Quick Claw, so that doesn't always come into effect. As Dragonair came out, though, it was faster, paralyzed us, and we wasted a turn with Sleep Powder because I forgot Safeguard hadn't worn off yet. We ended up getting into a never-ending loop of hitting Psychic and then it using a full restore, but eventually went down after we lost just a little bit of health. The last Dragonair made me worried, but thankfully, it was a 2-shot and we finally won the Lance fight. Alright, finally, the Pokemon champion. Right away we put Pidgeot to sleep and 2-shot it with Psychic, no problem. Second is Rhydon, but it goes to sleep and gets taken down as well. It actually landed with low enough health to use a full restore, then we 1-shot it right after, so it even wasted a healing item. Charizard is next, so I put it to sleep and hit Psychic for exactly half its health and damage, but he ate a berry to heal a little bit, so the next hit didn't take it out. Thankfully, he stayed asleep, so the third hit did the trick. For Alakazam, I just used Shadow Ball right away to 1-shot him. Then Executor came out, so I put him to sleep and hit Shadow Ball for solid damage. He stayed asleep, so a second one made him faint. Last is Water Onyx. We put him to sleep and hit Psychic, but he woke up instantly and hit Dragon Rage. Didn't matter though, the next Psychic crit, so we took him out just fine. You know, for a simple run, that was pretty fun. I always like when I get to use a Pokemon whose ability really changes how they play, and Compound Eyes had a huge effect on this run. There's no way I'd be able to get away with so many Sleep Powders if not for that huge accuracy boost. I'm definitely gonna have to do more runs in later games with Compound Eyes. Probably with Butterfree, but I know there's a few other Pokemon with Compound Eyes. I should look up the list. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Red, with only 1 Grimer. Yes, there is still somehow first form, first generation Pokemon that I have not done a red run in. I'm surprised too. There's like 5 left or something. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments in the challenge request section of my Discord channel and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. I know the outros have been a little bit short lately, but I gotta make it extra short today because, man, I have so much going on. I've got my landlord coming by later who's dropping off a doorknob, of all things, because my front door doorknob is just really old and dilapidated and needs to be replaced. The kind of front door thing sticks and lock sticks and everything. So she's coming by to drop that off, and then someone's coming by tomorrow to install the doorknob, and then I also have an electrician coming in tomorrow. and I gotta call my cat groomer place because Sabu needs some grooming. I do everything I can to keep that cat brushed and everything, but look, he's one of those breeds where the fur gets really long on the bottom, and I can't detangle it forever, and at least once a year, usually more like twice a year, he needs to get a pretty substantial trim. So it's about time that I book that and figure that all out. So I have like a million things going on around the house right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to jump straight into the $50 supporter shoutout tier. Thank you so much, Jacob Busby, Javid Kusro, Grayson Fitz, Tara Luis, Dark Soul, Young Smoky VP, Gabriel Thornton, Hernandez Punchdick, and the -1. Thank you so much for your continued support. Sorry I haven't been streaming as much as I'd like to lately. Sorry I haven't been uploading quite as much Pokemon Ultra Moon A Journey as I'd like to lately. I do actually have a bunch of episodes recorded right now. I just haven't had time to edit it because I've been so busy between Pokemon Challenge stuff and then the enormous amount of around the house repairs that are all happening at the exact same time. So I'm gonna go get on that stuff. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.